Do you know what is more draining than the process of aging itself? It is waking up multiple times during the night, 2, 3, or even 4 times, simply to visit the bathroom. This is not merely irritating. It gradually erodes your sleep quality, affects your emotional state, and depletes your energy reserves. For countless individuals beyond 60 years of age, this has unfortunately become their standard reality. However, here is something that nobody ever mentions to you. This frequent nighttime urination, which medical professionals refer to as nocturia, is not simply an inevitable aspect of growing older. It serves as a signal. It represents a gentle message from your body indicating that something internal requires your attention. Research published in the Journal of Urology has revealed that more than 70% of adults over 60 experience nocturia, yet only a minuscule percentage ever discover genuine relief. What is the reason behind this? The answer lies in the fact that most individuals do not realize that food, particularly the correct vegetables, can naturally soothe your bladder, decrease inflammation, and finally enable you to sleep throughout the entire night. The most encouraging aspect is that these are not rare or exotic items. They are simple vegetables that you can locate in virtually any local marketplace, though only a select few function in the manner your body truly requires. Therefore, in today's video, I will demonstrate the 3 most potent vegetables that can help your bladder achieve rest during nighttime hours, allowing your entire body to rest alongside it. We will discuss what makes each one so remarkably effective, the proper method of consuming them, and even several precautions to consider depending on your specific health circumstances. Please remain with me until the conclusion because the 3rd vegetable might genuinely surprise you, particularly if you have been managing swelling or blood sugar complications as well. If you have ever discovered value from our channel, please take a moment to press that subscribe button, share a comment below describing your personal experience, and become part of the Balanced Health community. Your individual story might be precisely what another person needs to hear today. Now, let us begin with the first vegetable on our journey toward peaceful, uninterrupted sleep. You might consider cucumber as merely a crispy addition to your meal, perhaps something to dip in hummus or include in a salad. However, when it comes to calming your bladder and maintaining uninterrupted sleep throughout the night, this simple green vegetable possesses surprising power. Most people assume that cucumbers consist mostly of water. This is accurate, approximately 95%. However, this is where the situation becomes fascinating. That water is not simply plain water. It is structured in a manner that assists in flushing your kidneys during daylight hours while simultaneously reducing fluid retention during nighttime. This means your body utilizes that hydration earlier when it is supposed to, rather than while you are attempting to rest. This factor alone can help reduce pressure on your bladder when you are lying down, especially if you consume cucumber earlier in the day, such as during lunch or an early dinner. Nevertheless, this is merely the beginning. Cucumbers are abundant in a plant compound called cucurbitacins, which researchers at the International Journal of Molecular Sciences have examined for its anti-inflammatory properties, particularly in bladder and prostate tissues. For men over 60, this is absolutely crucial because when the prostate becomes slightly enlarged, a condition known as BPH, it applies pressure to the urethra. This explains why you might experience frequent urges to urinate, yet the flow remains weak and it constantly feels as though more remains behind. Cucumbers can help ease this inflammation and gently relax the bladder wall, providing you with improved control and fewer trips to the toilet after midnight. Women also receive benefits. Postmenopausal changes in estrogen levels can irritate the bladder lining, resulting in urgency during nighttime hours. The hydrating minerals found in cucumbers, especially potassium and magnesium, help soothe nerve signals and stabilize muscle contractions throughout the urinary tract. Here is something that many seniors share with me. They avoid drinking water during evening hours, yet they still wake up at night. This occurs because it is not merely liquid, but rather the food composition that influences how your body retains or releases water. Consuming cucumbers as part of a light dinner helps your body release excess fluid naturally before bedtime rather than retaining it and releasing it all at 2 in the morning. Simply exercise caution with pickled cucumbers. I understand they are delicious, especially with rice or sandwiches, but those often contain elevated sodium levels which cause your body to retain more water, not less. This can actually increase nighttime urination. Therefore, choose fresh peeled cucumbers. Slice them thinly and toss them with a small amount of lemon juice and olive oil. This combination is both delicious and bladder-friendly. Attempt to consume them at least 3 to 4 hours before bedtime for the optimal effect. Now, if cucumber provides relief by cooling the bladder, the next vegetable operates on something even more profound. It restores control over your bladder muscles from the inside outward. Let us discuss spinach. Allow me to share something that most people overlook. Frequent nighttime urination is not always about your bladder. Sometimes it involves your nervous system and muscles not communicating properly. If that is the case, no amount of water reduction or timing strategies will be effective because the problem is internal. This is where spinach becomes invaluable. This humble leafy green represents more than simply iron and strength. It functions as a natural bladder stabilizer and nerve supporter. Here is the explanation. Spinach is among the richest vegetable sources of magnesium, a mineral that quietly performs hundreds of functions throughout your body. However, one of its most significant roles involves regulating muscle and nerve function. Your bladder is a muscle. It contracts and relaxes throughout day and night to store and release urine. When magnesium levels decrease, especially in older adults, the bladder can become erratic, sending random signals to empty, even when it contains only a small amount. This causes those frustrating urgent nighttime trips that disrupt your rest. One study from the journal Neurology and Neurodynamics demonstrated that older adults who maintained higher dietary magnesium levels experienced significantly fewer episodes of nocturia compared to those who were deficient. Can you guess what the surprising finding was? Over 50% of people over 60 do not obtain sufficient magnesium from their daily meals. What is the reason? Many of us avoid leafy greens, particularly at night, believing they are difficult to digest. However, spinach, when lightly sautéed or steamed, becomes gentle on the digestive system while maintaining its nutrients intact. Add simply a pinch of olive oil and garlic, and you have created a side dish that not only tastes excellent, but also supports your body's overnight tranquility. However, that is not everything. Spinach also contains betaine, a compound that helps reduce homocysteine levels. What exactly is that? It represents a type of inflammation marker connected to heart and kidney strain. By lowering this, spinach indirectly supports the kidneys so they do not have to work excessively while you sleep. If you are someone managing blood sugar, spinach provides you with another advantage. It ranks extremely low on the glycemic index, meaning it will not spike your insulin or trigger a blood sugar drop, which represents another cause of nocturia that many people do not realize. Now, I do want to share one important caution. If you have kidney stones, particularly oxalate-based stones, consult with your doctor before adding excessive amounts of spinach. It contains high levels of oxalates, and while cooking reduces this, moderation remains essential. However, for most people, adding spinach to your dinner, just half a cup steamed, represents a simple method to help your bladder remain quiet, your nerves stay relaxed, and your sleep remain deep. If spinach strengthens the system from within, then our next vegetable functions like a gentle flush, removing what should not remain behind and accomplishing this without disturbing the bladder during nighttime hours. Let us examine zucchini. Zucchini might not be the most impressive vegetable in the selection, but do not allow its soft skin and mild flavor to deceive you. It can create a significant difference regarding how frequently you wake up at night to urinate. Here is what makes zucchini so special, particularly for seniors over 60. It represents what I prefer to call a smart hydrator. It contains a high amount of water, certainly, but unlike other watery foods that flood your system all at once, zucchini delivers that moisture slowly along with electrolytes that help your body determine where and when to release fluid. This means less strain on the bladder during nighttime hours. However, the true magic exists in zucchini's fiber, particularly soluble fiber, which helps balance blood sugar and supports kidney health. Allow me to explain why this matters. If your blood sugar becomes unstable, your kidneys attempt to flush out the excess sugar through urine. Can you guess when this usually occurs? Late at night, when your body is attempting to rest. Zucchini helps slow down the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, so you are not triggering those urgent trips to the bathroom during the middle of the night. This proves especially helpful for anyone dealing with prediabetes, diabetes, or even insulin resistance. In fact, a 2020 study published in Nutrients journal found that diets rich in soluble fiber like the kind found in zucchini reduced both fasting blood sugar levels and nighttime urinary frequency older adults with metabolic syndrome. That represents a sophisticated way of saying consume more zucchini and you may urinate less at night. However, something else at play as well. Zucchini contains vitamin B6, which helps regulate your circadian rhythm, the internal clock that tells your body when to sleep, when to wake, and yes, even when to urinate. When your B6 levels are low, this rhythm can become out of sync, and your kidneys may start being more active at night than they should be. Zucchini helps gently restore that balance. Additionally, it is incredibly easy to digest. Therefore, if you have been avoiding vegetables at dinner because they make you feel bloated or heavy before bed, zucchini represents a gentle alternative. You can steam it, roast it, or even mash it with a small amount of olive oil and herbs. Simple, soothing, and effective. Just one important note: if you have low blood pressure, zucchini's natural potassium content might lower it slightly more. Therefore, pair it with a bit of sea salt and enjoy it earlier in the evening rather than right before bed. Zucchini is not simply soft on your fork, it is soft on your bladder, your blood sugar, and your sleep cycle. It represents a perfect evening vegetable if there ever was one. Now that you have seen what these three vegetables can accomplish, let us wrap everything up with a few gentle reminders. There is one thing I hope you will carry with you tonight. Sometimes it is the simplest changes, the ones hiding right there in your kitchen, that end up making the most significant difference. A slice of cucumber at lunch, a portion of steamed spinach at dinner, a small side of zucchini with your evening meal. No pills, no complicated routines, just food, real healing food, gently guiding your body back to balance. If you have been struggling with those late-night bathroom visits, feeling like your sleep is being stolen one trip at a time, I hope today's video provided you with a little spark of hope, because it is not too late. You can still rest deeply. You can still wake up feeling clear, steady, and energized. It is not about being perfect. It is about giving your body small gifts each day and allowing those choices to build into something better over time. Therefore tonight, as you prepare your meal, perhaps try adding one of these vegetables. Notice how your body responds. If it helps, even just a little, continue. That is how healing functions. If this video spoke to you, or if you have tried one of these suggestions and it made a difference, leave me a comment below. I would genuinely love to hear your story. You never know. Your words might inspire someone else to take that first step. Do not forget to tap like and subscribe to Balance Health. Together, we are building a community where growing older does not mean giving up. It means growing stronger, wiser, and yes, sleeping better as well. Until next time, take care of yourself. You deserve peaceful nights and joyful mornings. Sometimes it starts with what is on your plate.